evening again. We want to welcome you to another edition of my Lutheran Connections. This is a platform where we discuss all things Lutheran. We seek the fights beyond emotions. Um, Today we have with us our brother Josiah F. Joker. He's there in Dansbury, Connecticut. And we want to say a big welcome back to our ambassador, Jerry Tableau. He's all over there in Freetown, Sierra Leone. We want to say welcome. And also today we have with us um, Brother Larry M. Merlin. He is the second vice president of the National Lutheran Men Fellowship. We hope to have the president joining us very, very shortly. Um, Today is, in fact, his birthday. So on behalf of my Lutheran Connections, we want to say happy birthday to our dear Brother Larry Merlin of the National Lutheran Men Fellowship. The president will be joining us very shortly. Um, we understand that there have been some network issues going on, back home in Liberia. So I think it's all over. Um, so the president will be joining us very shortly. Brother Larry Merlin has also been trying to stay connected. But in the meantime, we want to say welcome, Ambassador.
Thank you so much. I highly appreciate it. I don't screen, but I hope it's settled. Again, thank you, Josiah. Thank you so much, man, for holding on. You and Josiah, Woody, I really appreciate you guys. The absence of Reverend Abel, who has been battling with some knee problem, and myself, the show kept going. We want to say thank you guys so much. That is the spirit of teamwork. Yeah, I highly appreciate you guys.
Yeah, speaking of Brother Abel, he is currently in Malawi, some part of East Africa. So we hope that if he has the chance where he is, he will be joining us. But Brother Joker, how are you doing? I saw a picture just before coming on that it's like you guys been hit with the snow. What's going on up there?
That's a wishful thinking.
I saw the picture. I don't know. I don't know.
Willie, thanks for your concern, but snow is not welcome in
the Bible says we should be our brother's keeper. So I was just checking.
I understand. I know our friends there in the Midwest have already started battling the snow already on the ground in the Midwest.
But as always, the Georgians' hands are open all the time,
I know.
Anytime.
I know,
just get on the next flight.
I know, and we appreciate that. We appreciate
nice weather.
That. Yeah, snow is part of our culture, part of our life. Yeah, so
right.
We
at 91 degrees or at 91 degrees though.
All right,
91.
All right. And I'm doing 63 today. Not too bad though for Danbury. Yeah. Let me just join Willie to say you are most welcome, Jerry. Ambassador, good to see you. That's the team spirit, like you said. Here is teamwork, so we always succeed because we are always there, no matter what. We got to keep going, got to keep providing the information for our people. That's the promise we made, and we do our best every day, no matter what, to make sure we fulfill that promise. We want to apologize for not coming on last Sunday. We had some issues, but we were able to resolve that, some technical issues. We want to say thanks to Willie for the hard work, always, as usual, behind the scenes, making the show possible. We also want to say hats up to Reving. We hope you're doing good, Reving, Sister Yakbazwa. We miss you for some time now. We know the engagements are very intensive these days. But again, we have to keep doing what we have to do. Abel, we want to say we hope you're doing good. Glad to know that you travel to Malawi. Yeah, it's a sign that probably you've much improved. We wish you speedy recovery with your leg issue. Always pray that God can grant you that healing mercy. Folks, again, welcome to my Lutheran Connections discussion. We are here every Sunday, bringing you the information as it unfolds from every aspect of our institution, our beloved institution, the Lutheran Church in Liberia. Today is going to be another round of fascinating discussions. We have Larry. Larry, who is doing everything possible to come on. Larry Melling, he's one of the vice presidents at the Men's Fellowship, the National Lutheran Men's Fellowship. Today we are looking at the auxiliaries in the church, but first the Men's Auxiliary, the Men's Fellowship. Later on in the show will bring us information on the other fellowships that we have lined up following today's Sunday. We are digging deeper into the church in terms of the work of all the different auxiliaries, just to provide you information, bring you updates in terms of where they are. Good to have Larry on. He's been experiencing some technical issues. Larry is no stranger in the Lutheran Church. He's worked a lot from the level of the youth all the way up the ladder. He's now with the Men's Fellowship, and he's also a leader, at that level of our beloved church, the Men's Fellowship. We'll be looking at that, but we want to go to Africa, especially Liberia, Nigeria, Zambia, Lusaka there. All of our followers want to go to Australia, the Lutheran group in Australia, go to Central America, North America, where you are carrying our show. We want to thank you for that and stick and stay with us today. So welcome to the show. We're going to be looking at the men's fellowship. Is difficult. The men's president is not on yet. They're having some technical issues, which is not strange. But here is my confusion. Sierra Leone is right next door there to Liberia, and our ambassador in Sierra Leone is always on with a stable network. So maybe Gerald wants to tell us what's the secret. So maybe the folks in Liberia can also learn from that. Gerald, what's going on? You are always on with your stable, electricity and stable internet. So what's going on, ambassador? What's the secret?
Well, nothing so strange, It's just that we try to make sure that we keep up or step up our game so that we cannot be interrupted. Uh, by and large, the situation in Liberia is almost the situation here with power outages and the whole issue of the internet instability. But what happened, I think, from my angle, I got a Wi-Fi at my place, and so I'm not using the data bundle thing that you have to activate your phone and you go about it. And so maybe that is what keeping it very stable. And the Wi-Fi, I think the guys told me a 5G, so so it's firing like the way 5G should fire.
Right,
So basically that
right.
is it. But I hope our colleagues, our guests from Liberia, will try to see how they can, you know, stay on. I think if the video is giving problem, we might suggest that we revert to calling them on the phone.
On the
If
phone.
that will, yeah, if that would be okay by them, so that we can proceed. But I mean, by and large, we just try to figure it out so that we can stay on based on our commitment, as you said, Joe,
Yeah,
to keep the information flowing for our people in the church.
right. Well, that's good, ambassador. And we have to look at the economic side too. You might afford to get your Wi-Fi with a good, strength, economically. Yeah, you are potent. You can do that. Many of our brothers, and sisters in Liberia, that is also an issue because they are priorities. You want to do internet, or you want to fend for yourself, your family. All those things matter also. But it's good to have Larry on. Larry, I'm sure you are using your phone now. Is it much better with the phone, Larry?
I think it is much better with the phone. I just have to work on the audio.
Yeah, but you're sounding much better now, Larry. And Willie, I know
Okay,
you've been
I
doing
think
some
it's
stuff
great.
behind the scene too. You like doing your
Yeah.
little secrets, your magic.
Yeah, try to work some magic behind the scene, but
Right.
we're trying to get
It's not
president.
been easy.
Yeah. This is what we all do. Larry, you've
I
been doing this
just
for a
trying
long time.
all sort of way.
Larry, you've been
Yeah,
doing this for a long time,
maybe.
making the sacrifice.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is just part of it, Larry. Can you hear us, Larry?
I think he's hearing us. The Larry,
I
where you
think
are,
there's
if you
a
can just
little
stick
bit
to
of
that
delay.
point.
I think
Yep.
there's a little bit of delay,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the
In
cell
the
phone.
I
yeah.
please say that again.
Uh, uh, Larry, is it possible for you to get on the phone, just audio, call indirectly, maybe WhatsApp, call Willie, and then we can have you on the phone for the show so that we
Yeah,
don't have to
I'm
talk with you?
listening. I'm getting you guys.
Okay, he's
Oh,
hearing us.
okay.
Yeah, I think it's better. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, I think it's a delay. Every time we speak, it has to take some time before he can get the audio,
Yeah.
maybe. And he's going to keep fluctuating. So
Yeah.
um
So what I would do is that I will
you can
but
give
we can continue. We can continue the check in.
yeah.
Because it's been a minute, and like you said from the very opening that it is never our intention to go to pass a Sunday without
Mhm.
bringing this program to our people.
Right.
Uh, so we also do regret that last week we could not, circumstances beyond our control, we could not just come on. But we are glad that we're back today, and I'm also glad that
Okay.
we were able to hear from our we brother Lewis. He's doing a little much better now. Um,
Okay.
yeah, he's doing a little much better. So he has traveled to East Central Africa. Uh, so
That's very good, Willie. Good to know, and we wish him well. So we look forward to him joining us anytime either today or the subsequent discussions.
don't
Larry,
don't
we want to
don't
welcome
be
you.
before you go to Larry. I want to say don't be surprised he just bounced in. You know all of us in this program. So
No, I wouldn't be surprised. I look forward to that. Yeah, I expect
exactly.
that anybody can hop in anytime. Larry, we want to welcome you to the show. Are you okay now? A little bit. Can we proceed now, Larry? Okay. So Willie, we have to make a decision to the ambassador. I think we need to just have Larry on the phone. Probably they should call Larry on WhatsApp and then have him on the phone. We did it with Councilor Colette the last time. It was excellent. You follow the show, you saw it. It was excellent. Willie, just call him. You don't have to bring him on now. We don't need to have the video on because it will keep fluctuating. His bandwidth is not too strong to keep him on, to keep the video on. So you can just call him via WhatsApp, not Messenger, WhatsApp, to have him on. So Jerry, the last time we had a very good conversation with Councillor Collet and Brother Joe Roberts, two professionals. Joe Roberts has specialty in financial management, and we also have Councillor Collet, who is a seasoned lawyer, and they all have been working over the years, contributing in different respects, to the work of the church, and they were able to provide their perspectives on the ongoing purification process that's been instituted by the new leadership. They made some very good. I thought they were very good recommendations that they made for the success of the verification process. They thought that the church has to make sure that it has a strategy for securing the resources, which is very important. They have to make sure that they meet all the legal requirements, making sure that it is conducted legally within the legal framework, instituted by the church, as far as audits are concerned, and also acceptable benchmarks, uh, generally acceptable benchmarks. And then they also talk about having a roadmap, coming up with a comprehensive proposal on the audit process in terms of the objective of the audit, what they want to get out of the audit, and how would that benefit the church, everything well laid out. And they said that it's not just to give the Lutheran people a clear understanding of what is going to be done, but it's also going to be helpful in mobilizing the kind of resources that they need. Because when people understand the rationale in a better way, they are convinced, and move to support it, to contribute. Joe Roberts also highlighted that is one thing that he wants to see such proposal. Atomizing the ways the team is going to go about it. They also want to know the profile of those who are leading the process or implementing the verification process, which is very important. They want to know, whether or not is their area, their professional area, their areas of specialty, so that there are no errors, there are no issues that will evolve at the end of the day in terms of the outcome. And so, they also caution that they should be mindful so that they don't have issues that will cause the past leadership to take up some legal actions, because this is about character also, which I thought was very important. And if they have to have an institution to do it, they think that that's the best approach, other than just asking for volunteers. They think that the church should hire an institution, pay the institution, so that there is an independent approach to it and the outcome can be credible, as many people have been saying over and over. But generally, they think that it's a good process, it's worthy to undertake. There is a need for the current leadership to know where it is taking off from, what it is taking over, what is, So I think fairly they did extremely well. You also follow the repeat of the show, and I'm sure you got your own opinion too about it in terms of how it went.
Yeah, let me just say, Joe, that I follow religiously the two gentlemen, the lawyer, I mean the counselor, and Brother Joe Rivers, and I thought that both of them were very brilliant and in the expose, except that if I were on the show, I would want to get some more clarity as relates to the chemistry of the committee. Why it is true that initial audits were committed or conducted by maybe a firm, external firm or external organization, you will always have regularly internal audits that will have to go on, and then the external firm comes in to verify or by and large validate what has been conducted internally. How be it, you got two scenarios here: what is and what ought to be. And I think what Councillor Jerome Collier was referring to was what ought to be, and that is we need to make sure that we get an institution with the same repetition to come in to do the conduct, because by and large borders around character of individuals. But that is one aspect. I mean, anybody could perceive it that way. But what is um 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 is the reality here is that the church doesn't have money. The bishop have been saying it time in number about our own empty bucket scenario that he gave, and so I'm not too sure the church is in a position right now to hire a firm, and that's the reality. But because the church is not in a position to hire a firm, uh, so should we not have a verification conducted? I don't think that should be the answer should be in a negation. What I think should happen here is that we would then depend on the repetition of the characters that the bishop will be appointing or nominating on that committee to serve. You understand? And I don't think, and with a clear roadmap or a clear objective or a clear TOR, and I don't think those individuals from the different professions will want to come and go outside their TOR or want to just damage the reputation of other people who have built their reputation over the years. You understand? So why
Ambassador, you are right. You are right. Let me just say something that he also said. He actually balanced his discussion and his recommendation, because he said the church has options. If the church is able to get the commitment of an institution that doesn't really require paying them, but the institution is willing to conduct that, the church has to secure that commitment in a way that the institution will be accountable, for anything that comes out of the verification process in terms of outcomes. So I think he was right. He balanced it. He's aware of the financial situation of the church. So he was saying that, yes, these are the options, the possibilities. And he was just looking at almost the impossibility of an institution committing to conducting such audit when in fact it has to cover the entire country without resources involved.
Joe, I'm sorry, but let me just say something. You and I know that at a certain point in time, I understood that we're in an intellectual exercise.
Right.
And so the counselor will lay all of the options on the table.
Right.
But if we stuck to the specificity of the issue and look at the reality,
yeah,
and bring the counselor closer to the to the reality, so that he could be able to help us proffer some more, legal ramification, that would be very fine. I mean, as I said, he was very excellent, because he was looking at what's the end game, like you always say.
Right.
What's the objective? I mean, do we want to have an audit at the final analysis? It goes to a point where people start jumping into court and all that kind of thing, and then we tarnish the reputation of somebody. Do we want to have an audit, then later on we come back and say, oh no, we should have just asked this question and reconciled this, or go ahead with reconciliation? I mean, he gave so many scenarios. It's true. But the first thing here is, and people have been accusing our platform, unfortunately, that we were the one writing or suggesting that we needed a verification to be held. I mean, unfortunately, the information is just so wrong, because we're just propping. And we saw so many people in the church saying that's the best way to go. That's the best way to proceed.
Right.
I agree with the counselor, by and large, that while we're treading, we should tread both. Say we should err in caution, or err on caution. Even if we want to err, we should be cautious about how we're doing it. People say, if you want to bend the law, you should know the law to bend the law. Then you understand, what's going to happen. So it's good that we got his advice, and I hope the committee, I don't know if the bishop has announced the committee and who heads the committee and what are the committee members. I hope that they will take that advice into consideration. And I hope we have the chance to bring the committee members on, so we understand the TOR and we understand how they intend to proceed. Because
I agree with you. And I agree with you, Jerry. 100%. I agree with you.
Of people who got an impression that is witch hunt, and that is not the case. And what we need to do, our platform, what we're doing is that we're bringing all sides so that they be able to explain themselves, so we understand the rationale behind what this committee will be doing and what they intend to do and what will be the objective or what will be the outcome of the entire thing. But I mean, I don't think, in my opinion, it's something that I said is something that we should shy away from.
Absolutely. I agree with you, and we also said that, you know, Willie was on. We emphasized the importance of the committee listening to the two professionals we had on, and trying to take into consideration their recommendation, their cogent recommendations that they made, and I think that would be very helpful for the process. With respect to the members of the committee, I think Bishop in his last segment, the Bishop Hour, promised us that we will have access to the list. I think his next discussion, he said that. The Bishop said that. So we are hoping that this coming segment with the Bishop, we will get a full understanding of what who the members are. Sorry, who the members of the committee are. Yeah, that will deal with the memberships. But I know that Sandra Howard, because he said Sandra Howard is going to head the committee, and we would like to know how the
Is she a
committee
counselor?
will proceed. Well, I don't know her background in terms of specialty. I don't know. We will get to know that, and we will also bring members of the committee on the show once they are working for the church. This is where they are supposed to sit and talk about, you know, what they are going to be doing for the church, because that's what we do here at Lutheran Connections. We bring everyone working for and on behalf of the LCL to talk to Lutherans, you know, across the world about what exactly they do for the church. So I think that's a glorious opportunity the committee has to come here and talk about, you know, the process involving the entire verification exercise. So
But
it
Joe, I
was
just
just a
want to say something.
yeah.
Before you hang up this topic, and you can hold me there, waiting. If we got our guests on the phone, you can hold me there. But as I said, you know, you guys did exceptionally well, Joe. I must be frank, and I was so annoyed with myself why I could not join the show, because there were so many great things said. There were so many great questions asked, and I mean, I trust the ability and the way in which you guys frame the question to get the kind of answers and responses we got, you know. But Joe Roberts, Joe Roberts is his name, right? He says something that was very important, and I think what he said was, every institution will need to take stock,
Yeah.
because they need to know where they're coming from,
Mhm.
where they are, so they properly plan on where they intend to go.
Mhm.
And if this administration in any way refused to understand that simple logic or flow of logic, it's going to hamper them tomorrow. The only thing that the counselor said, they must do due
Diligence.
so that nobody can be able to have the inclination that, look, this thing was targeted and it was intentioned, and this thing, it was meant for A, B, and C. No. But I hope that the committee will take upon themselves to come and share light. Maybe not to tell the strategy, but just the TOR. You understand? And the composition. So we know who are they, and we can hold them by the credibility. But I can conclude here that, look, the church does not have the kind of money to hire KPMG or any kind of international auditing firm to kind of do that verification. I mean, they just don't have it. We
But
need.
I think basically, they're going to look at, you know, those audit firms that we have in country, locally, domestic audit firms. Not even talking about outside the country. I'm sure they will do that, and probably we might have some of the representatives in our church that they can deal with. And I'm sure they've been dealing with some of them for past audits, like you, Ambassador, you said from the outset. So when the counselor talk about due diligence, I know all of us here know the context in which he spoke. Because there are previous audits that were conducted, and those reports exist. So the role of the the firm, whatever firm or whichever firm that's coming to oversee this audit process will be to verify and and to validate whatever has been done, and make the kind of recommendations that will help the church in terms of its growth financially, and having position in a way that it can continue to deliver our services effectively. So we all look forward to that. And folks, again, today we are supposed to be in conversation with the men's fellowship. Willie, do we have Larry on the phone now?
Yeah, we do have the second vice president, Mr. Larry Merlin. He's on the phone with us. But just before but Joker, just before we go to Larry, I just want to take a minute on this. That the two guests that we had last the last, not the past Sunday, but the last program, they they were they were very, very, very strategic, especially to this process.
Yeah.
And like the ambassador said that, making reference to what Brother Joe was talking about, I think it's in the best interest of everyone, not only the current administration, but the outgoing administration and the entire church, so the church can know what is there. Instead of people just
Speculating.
guessing or speculating, right?
Yeah.
Instead of people just speculating, thinking, oh, the church has a building on Broad Street. Do we still own a building on Broad Street?
Is it
Okay.
true?
Is it true?
What's going on? Yeah.
You know what's going on? The church has 100 acre of land in Zozo or in Kakata.
Is that true?
Do we still have 100 acres
Yeah.
of land? I think it's very important for everyone.
Yeah.
The negative side is there, but that's why Councillor Colette said that, it is a good thing to be done, but we should, just due diligence.
Yeah.
Due diligence. So for me, I'm just saying that everyone should embrace this as a win-win for our church.
Yeah.
That's the part I just want to add. Everyone should embrace this. Hearing that, okay, we have either Lebanese or French people occupying the church land by the beach area. Can we just, because this verification process will give us detail everything and just cut off the speculation. But I mean, I would just stop here. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in. I would just stop here because we have
Willie, that dimension is very important, Ambassador. Willie just struck a very important aspect of it. Those are critical questions. Our land size in Totota, is it still the same?
Is it still the same?
Our land size in Zozo, is it still the same?
Exactly.
The properties we got in Cinco, do they still belong to us?
Do they still belong to us?
What's the extent of our ownership?
Exactly.
Yeah. And did the past leadership go into additional lease agreements, from the one they succeeded? To what extent?
Right.
What properties were involved? Do we still own the property on, what's the hill name? Tower Hill?
Tower Hill
Do we
project.
still own it? What is the status? And this is critical. It's not just going to take somebody to take a notepad and a pen to go and start looking at something physically and writing. There has to be reports to review. There has to be text review. There has to be cataloging of fights. And people have worked on that before. There are existing reports that need to be reviewed. This is going to take a lot of work. So doing due diligence, for me, in my opinion, and I think the committee should also have somebody like Colette, closer to them as well. Even if he's not on the committee, Councillor Colette, I think they should seek his advice on this matter. It's going to mean a lot. There are many legal luminaries we have in the church. Councillor Livingstone, Councillor Colette, Councillor Bianhauer. The church is rich. And that's why sometimes some folks indicated that we have not made use of the expertise we have in our church. That's one of the weaknesses of the church. Leadership, successive leadership in the church have not recognized the significance of the resources we have in the church, the expertise we have in the church. To what extent have they been able to assess, the potential of the resources that we have in the church and how that will actually translate to something, meaningful in terms of contributing to the growth and stability of the church. So, guys, we have Larry Melling. Folks, Larry Melling is no strange name in the church. Larry Melling has worked with the church for a very long time. His life has just been all about the Lutheran Church. I've been knowing Larry, and
Absolutely.
we were church brothers at St. Peter's. I don't know whether or not Larry has moved. Is he at St. Peter's? Whether or not he's moved from St. Peter's like me before I came over to the US. But Larry is on the phone. He's one of the vice presidents at the Men's Fellowship. Larry, welcome to the show, and I hope you are ready in the midst of all the technology issues. Larry, you're welcome, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad that I can be on this show tonight.
Wonderful. So how is it going? How are you doing? How's the family? How's everything?
Well, the best class, we are doing well. God keeps taking care of his team, and we're doing well. Family is okay. And yeah, we are many of this here, and we are doing it.
Wonderful. Yeah, we wish you a happy birthday, man. Yeah, many, many more years to come, Larry. Celebrate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right. So what's happening at the Men's Fellowship? The last time we talked to the fellowship president, in fact, we've hosted him like twice now, since we started the discussion. He's been forthcoming in updating the public about happenings at the Men's Fellowship. He talked about projects. One of those outstanding projects was the piggery, right, Willie?
Yeah.
He talked about it extensively, and I think the Men's Auxiliary should be collaborating or partnering with Camp for Peace in that respect. Probably you want to update us on that and tell us about additional projects that you guys are working on.
Okay, thank you very much. The National Lutheran Church Men's Fellowship is currently implementing a project in Bomi County in collaboration with the church there, with the Bomi Parish, that is the Christ Lutheran Church Parish in Bomi, and especially through the initiative of the everybody. And as I said, exactly, the Peter is the head of the Camp for Peace, but he is the project officer for the National Lutheran Church Men. So he is actually chairing our project committee. So in one of our deliberations, he suggested even means by which we can endeavor to do some sort of sustainability projects. And one of the projects he suggested, and that he also helped to make it happen, is the business project. Right now we have it in Formula Share. We put it a pilot project, and we are endeavoring to ensure that it continues and then spread to the other districts across Liberia.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. So the piggery project there in Bomi, you want to give us some data? You want to give us some information? Because I don't remember the last time when the president was on. He told us that it was going very fine. The pigs were multiplying and everything. Can you give us some information in terms of where we are with numbers? How many of them you have now? Is it just pig alone that you're doing with the church in Bomi?
Yes, right now it is just the secret project that we have started with the Bomi Parish. And currently we have 2 of the pigs that are heavily pregnant, and that should be giving us a lot of business very soon. And then we are thinking of expanding the site, because once these pigs are able to look at, we have move the piglet to another compartment so that we can also grow, and then as the mother plant will keep expanding the piglet, the building we have there for the pigs, the piglet. So right now we are expanding the process of expanding the roots so that when the pigs are just labor, we can move the piglet on the other side and just keep expanding it. So that is what is happening right now. Like I said, this is what we want to start off with. What we are intending to do is that once these piglets are going to a level where it can be transferred, we take a parent and give it to each of the districts. Then they too can be able to replicate whichever way, and then they are able to produce, and then take a pair and then give it to another district. So we are thinking that within a year or so, we have all of our districts having these piglets and trying to do their own aspect of the piglet project. And that we think that will be enough for sustainability for the district, for our district more, and even for the national interest more. So right now is just the beginning. It is far, it's very much effort. We continue to buy the feed for the pigs because that's one of the things that are very expensive. And we try to buy feed, and we have one of our local men there, on for the tracking, is very committed to ensure that we get the pigs that are feeding and it's catering to them. So we are doing all of these things, and there are times of a lot of projects. Yeah.
That sounds very good. I will be going over to my colleague Jerry, who will make some intervention. But let me just say this. You know, when the pig farrows, the piglets can be many. You know, I'm told that I have not been in animal husbandry before. So what I'm saying may not be scientific, but my understanding is that the piglets can be many when it farrows once. So what you having right now is complete volunteerism. I'm sure you got members of the church there in Birmingham who are volunteering their services, and I would just want you to do some delineation here between your role in the project, your role as Men's Fellowship, and the role of Camp for Peace, because Camp for Peace is your main partner in this endeavor. So what does Camp for Peace do? And then what do you do as men in the partnership that's getting this project successful?
Okay, thank you for that question. The Camp for Peace is not directly involved in anything. Let me make it clear, like I said earlier, that LCL globally is a project officer for the National Muslim Church Union. Even though he is the head of the Camp for Peace, and he has volunteered in a lot of areas, he's been very instrumental in ensuring that this happens, but it is not a partnership. It is not a partnership. Rather, it is the agent support.
Okay, so it's an individual contribution from Abe, and it's also to support his role as the project officer of the Men's Fellowship, correct?
As a project officer for the Men's Fellowship, and his personal contribution, he is very instrumental with that.
Oh, wonderful.
Very instrumental.
Wonderful. Okay. Ambassador?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Second Vice President, for holding on. But just one quick question. Joe was talking about statistic, which is very key when it comes to planning and especially in the agri sector. Have you guys done some assessment to verify whether or not all of the district may need to go into piggery? Because I heard you saying that you want to, as a pharaoh, if I would borrow the word from Josiah, you will want to give each district a pair so that they can be able to be self-sustainable. But have you done an assessment to know whether or not each of the district is prepared to get involved into animal health boundaries, so to speak? Number one. And number two, I would like to know from you, as the second vice president of the National Lutheran Men Fellowship, what has been some of your other, I'm talking about the Men's Fellowship now, some of your other projects and programs you've got involved with the exception of the animal health boundary, or P-grade to be specific?
All right, thank you for that. We usually, our decisions are approved through convention in our city. And when the project officer reads this project document, was deliberated in convention where the 9 groups of the legislation that were seated, and then they passed this project. Meaning that they have been endorsed by them. Now, what we started to do is to do the pilot of this project. That's why we are doing it in the Moravia district. Community is a part of the Moravia district, which is just mentorship. When we had a program, it was one of our siblings in Burmese. We realized that the Burmese patronage has a vast land by being unused. So usually we still happen to agriculture project there. But the pastor of the Burmese parish, Reverend Johnny Kelly, advised us that this place has been turned into a different area in terms of the number of students that goes on here. So he advised that they needed to gather in our project related issue around there. He felt they would not be sustained. Then one of the men in the church decided to say, hey, then why can't you guys do the secret project as one of the projects that you got on your list? And then we also talk about the sustainability of this project. When he volunteered, in fact, he took us to his village, about 2 miles from Summerburg. A beautiful city, and there's a telegram, very big secret, with a lot of secrets, a lot of fish, and all of that. So, it was through that negotiation and through the instrumentality of the Great Rally that we were able to get into this with the Burmese parish. So what we did was we reported some of the figures from this guy, we reported 2 pairs, and then we started doing ours. We built the structure ourselves, and starting from Burmese parish, volunteers to initially take care of things. And we promised him, of course, it is everything within all of the things that we are doing is written, the agreement with the church and us is written, and even the agreement with the district, they are all written down, because we asked them, and this is what we are suggesting, and they agree that this is how they want to take care of. When there are figures given to them, and we have multiplied, what do they do with it, and we check it for sustainability. However, it's fair of those figures that is given to the national, and then we send it to another district. We are not asking all of the districts if they don't have the secure to the race to do so. We also have the secure to the race, and we also have men that are heard you guys talking about the church men all over the place. We also add them so we can do some agricultural projects there. And so that is a project of that nature in Elephant. With the Elephant men. And we have a duty to us because we realized that instead of it being a partnership with the men of Elephant, we wanted to be a contract. Then we have a place with a square acres, square feet, and all these kinds of things. And we thought that if we go that route, it is a facilitating a problem because we will never take it as there is no ownership. We think that it is a national mention and we are waiting Moravia and we will see it there, we will not take it. So we said, no, this is how we need to go forward. So if this is not going to work, we have the water beauty and function somewhere else. So we are placed down on the head. And right now we are working with other colleges and other districts. Once we have the land, we think we can be able to do some of these projects there. Let us know and we can work out the modality so that we can see what we can endeavor into. But actually, it is not intended to help the national things. It our convention in Branta. So this new president for the global LCL, he has all of these things coming up and we wanted to see them happening all at the same time. So we want to take them one at a time, we want to see the progress and see how the progress will go and what can come out of it, and we can begin to replicate it in other places.
All right, so I think I got you clearly, Mr. Second Vice President, that if a district does not have the potential, the capability of getting into animal husbandry, then they could proceed with other, agricultural, activities, which is good. But just one more question: what is the connect between the National Lutheran Men Fellowship to that of the Bishop Orange project? Are you guys also partnershiping with the bishop? Because I think he also talked about replicating from district to district, so each district can also have orange or oranges grown in the district. I think that is what he said on one of our shows. How are you guys? What are the synergies so far, or the connections so far into that larger project that the bishop is trying to introduce in the church?
Okay, as a matter of fact, we have promised the bishop, we have sent our full support to the bishop's project, and we have given him our word that will ensure and ensure that all of our men across the country that have the potential to grow oranges, we sort of, in fact, in one of our labor galleries with the lower congestion to inform them that we are in support of whatever the teacher has endeavored to do for the group of our church. Even when we went to LCL to do some criminal campaign, we showed that we were one of the first people that were there and ready to support that project as well. And we are promising that we will support whatever that is good for our church. So the Orange project is something that we discussed with some of our labor galleries, and we continue to encourage them to see. So as soon as the project kicks off and then we can begin to get the feeling, we need to show that our talented and our district have to learn and have the means to do that and begin to get their own feelings and get involved in that project. We actually have promised the bishop that we're going to support this project, and we will not extend our well, do our best to do that. Did you hear me?
Yes. You were clear. So, whether you can proceed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Brother Merlin. It's been a long time, and I was glad to see you. And I'm also glad to get you on the phone. But I have a question that one. So, you spoke about Brother Abel Lewelly, okay, being the project officer of the National Lutheran Men Fellowship, and he is also heading a private organization. What is the management structure of this, of this project? Because Abel, he is also a busy person and want to look at the sustainability and lifelong of this project. So, what is the composition of these the management team of the project, the sustainability project?
Okay, this project, the secret project, is managed by the Office of the Lutheran Church Men Fellowship. And the team, the management team is basically currently headed by the Shaggy, who is the Dominic Country, Chairman Bread, and in whose village we have the project running. He is the head of the management team. He is supported by our guest officer, by the Bigger Village Board, and the national next president is actively involved to show didn't get us to forces some of the business. We were so good. But we have to manage it. We have to do it. About we developed a document, national office developed a document, an agreement between us and the state that is managing the peace claim money. And we also developed documents between us and any other district that we want to take some of the business to replicate this process. So we have drawn this document that ourselves as national health officers with the people of the Village Council of the National Research Medical should do about a Village Council meeting. That document was approved. So there is nothing that I have to do. They don't have to do this. They have to know. We get the project officer, we identify the project, we write the project document, and we come and we see, and we give it to our members in our city, and they say, yes, I think let's see what can come out of this, and then we give the approval, and we go ahead to do it.
Okay, thank you. I want to make a follow-up on that. You talk about the Belafinin agreement, wherein members, decided that you will have to pay them. What if, like some of your other districts, come up saying that in order for us to help you with this piggery project, we need to have a share in it. Is that part of the document? The agreement process?
It's part of the document that the local college and the local district will have a share in it.
Okay.
Percentage level.
Okay.
Yeah, it's percentage level. But there's nothing in it that will pay individual to take care of it, to pay a partnership. If we are doing part, the local college should be doing part. Because if we want to have a percentage in whatever part that comes out of it, you also get to pay in some of the labor. All right? So that's the agreement we are having. It is part of the selection. We want to just make sure that our colleges are able to come to convention and not be asking the church to support them to come to convention. And we want to make sure that the national officer is able to put a program and not be asking individuals to understand some of our experience to go to national gallery. It is very challenging for us, but we are honest. We are honest. So we are doing other things so that the national office can be, really, very sustained.
All right, so Joe, if you don't mind, I will want to come back to make a follow up on this Orange project and the Connect.
Absolutely. I think you should do so. That's quite important.
Yeah, I think I tried to understand the second vice president, and I stand to be corrected, Mr. Melly. But I want you to please further elaborate, if you didn't do, on the defined role of the men's auxiliary in this Orange project. I think I heard you saying that you people welcome the bishop's idea, and you people wholeheartedly agree to support him. But in terms of the strategy in the support, can you elaborate further so we understand, and how you guys intend to go about it?
Okay. Again, I wouldn't be exactly clear to do all of the strategies, but I know of two. We have had discussions at the national and officer level in terms of what we will do or what we intend to do when this project kicks off. All right? What we have planned to do is to challenge our parish men, especially those talented perhaps potential men or places where because only it's not a clear it's a type of work and it has to be and it's there that is permanently secure. So in the parent has a name. For example, we guys are talking about the counselors that met you the other time for the free there, all the different there that the church has across the country. Many of them there don't have the documentation is a problem. So the church we wouldn't want our men to plant oranges on the land as they just do. We wouldn't want our men to plant oranges on the land that we are yet to survey and very clean as ours. So those places, those places that have secure, we endeavor to encourage them to as one of their strategic plans to be to get into this orange green project so that they can be given orange siblings and then they can have them centered on the land that are secure. Then that would be another thing for them for future because oranges do not just go overnight. It takes time before they even come to the point of bearing fruit and all of that. All right, so that is something that it cannot just be something that we as national men will do in our training that is just about 3 years. So we can start the process and we want to be careful how we go about doing it. That's what I said. We have been very good. We have established the future. We're going to shortcut that process. And recently we are endeavoring to talk to our scientists. Those of them that have this land or pieces of land that have been surveyed or that have been cleared. We can be able to develop into this thing and we sure that we get the feeling and we can, as national men, we can't have the land on the sea. But we can say national men have a orange stuff. All we can do is we can live with our victory. We live our victory and we live our quality. That is how we prepare to grow. And our success is due to the fact that we are listening to this, follow up, making sure we can. We are taking care of it. I'm sure that these people are going to come to the oranges and we see them coming up. So that's when we forget to follow up. We follow up. All this and this help. We make the form our perception. The benefit of others. Our good talent, our start taking the oranges, they have done one taker, they have done to make sure we do that. But the thing is, we have to do so and plus the labor and security.
All right, thank you so much, brother Melvin. Thank you so much. And again, we want to inform our viewers that we have our Mr. Larry Melvin. He's on the phone. He's the second vice president of the National Lutheran Men Fellowship. We are having a conversation with the National Lutheran Men Fellowship. Brother Larry, Melvin, sorry. You just went to a national convention. Do you mind to give us some updates on some developments from the convention?
Actually, we did not go to a convention. We just had a national men's celebration.
Okay.
All right. Yes, but about 5 years ago, the British Church in Liberia, I know the Executive Council meeting, decided that every October, the district as far as men's month. All right. And so the national men's day was set up to be on the second weekend of October every year. So in the British Church in Liberia, the second weekend of October is National Men's Day. Why it takes October? Because October in our church is a unique month, right? It's not a reformation.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Yes. And that is the core of our faith. All right? So the October is men's month. All right? So the National Men's Day is celebrated on the weekend of the second week of October. So what we did as CD, as we look, just last week, the other celebrating National Men's Day. However, we decided to add some flavor to it this year. Every year we add something there to make it much interesting and all of that. So this year what we do, we added a walk. All right? And we said this one was the honor of the current bishop. We want to say of Bishop Pablo. All right? Right Reverend Pastor Bishop Pablo. All right? His instruction to this bishopric will not just come overnight. He struggled for some time, and this time God chose him to lead the flock. And besides that, even before he became bishop, he has been one of the few pastors that have gone to the National Men's Gallery. One of the few pastors that go to the National Men's Gallery. He has been one of them. So, and sending to the bishop and they can access him in of his ministry, he decided that, okay, we have a work in his honor, and then we call the Bishop Padmo work that was called Saturday. And then if somebody watched the TV, the ITV Liberia, we saw the activities there. We had a work from SKP, the TV compound, and then there's a lot of other activities that we have there. And then we come back with this wonderful sports tournament between the men, the partner of the Little Church in Liberia, and the swap of the tournament. That's why we did next weekend. And then on Sunday, it was come out by the chairman and all the other different ones there that was there for Sunday. So that was the celebrated national ministry. To celebrate them, the role and mentor the Little Church in Liberia, and the future of our department. So it started in the Saturday activity, we saw a Bible study that was almost like a workshop. We had group discussion, coming the way forward, and we have a lot of beautiful things happening. So it's go there and we talk and we come to things. So this is not a convention. So you don't have delegates there. We have different men from all the churches get there and have a wonderful time in the God. We have a Bible study that was led by the meeting, so it's beautiful, and we have all activities there. That was the main Jewish celebration.
That's good. Joe, before you come in, Mr. Second Vice, we see that the National Lutheran Men Fellowship is doing a whole lot, man, and you guys are very, productive with the short period of time this leadership has come in, or we understanding that you guys got a lot of things and in stock to do, but this is something about the national church, and we want you to weigh in as a top executive of the National Lutheran Men Fellowship. What is your perspective? What is your view on this verification process that Bishop Padmo, Reverend Bishop Padmo, is intending to conduct? And what do you think, in terms of suggestion, you would like to proffer that the committee should follow?
Okay, that Sunday, my brothers in the studio there, I haven't really followed much on the verification process. But one of the things that have always come to my mind, when I heard it, one time I read a lot of things in a meeting, I saw a lot of counter arguments, counter accusation here and there. And one of the things that kept on my mind was that if the bishop has decided to set up a committee to do verification in the interest of the church, is there anything wrong with it? Or is there an ulterior motive for the verification process that others are trying to say it is natural or it is something? I'm just thinking after there is a need to do that. The bishop is not just a student of religion, they are always around, like I said, they are going to all the other every council meeting. So they are taking the note of a lot of the things that don't happen in the church. Probably because they were not in the name of power to maybe trigger some changes or all of that. But he has come to the point to say, well, there is a need to do some verification. I personally, but that is the view of the National Interest Ministry. It is my personal view. I think we should follow the process and let the process be on. I don't feel like a religion. I don't feel like somebody wants to get treated as somebody. I just feel like, okay, one of the normal processes, like instruction down to the national government and say, oh, you do not follow it, Marashali, so you have no right to say Marashali did this, you didn't do that. And then some of these things, so maybe talking about some of these things, I just want to make sure you ask some of these things and get it done on the right way. So I want to see it through them, there's a benchmark. Because maybe by the time you do it, make sure coming through, so where I have to do some verification and to show that exactly what he's putting there is that there. So I just think maybe that's the issue. So I've been following up, why people are having some and responsibility or whatever the process is, or who are those that have been selected to do the education. And I know that anything of that nature that is done in the public setting is a lot of transparency attached is good for the church. It's good for the church. So that the next time he's leaving will be putting check mark on the things that he did and the things that he said he did that he didn't do up. I'm not going to verify him and ensure that we have the church that will be balanced in terms of what we have and how we manage what we have. So for me, that's a personal view, like I said, that is really national research. I'm sure the president is the future spokesperson of the National Research Fellowship. We need to be looking for the future signal to that. So for me, that's just what I think about it.
Excellent.
Just to follow up on that, Brother Joker, just to follow up quickly. Brother Merlin, if you are called to aid in the process, will you avail yourself?
When it comes to my commitment to the church, it goes back to my youth. In fact, before I lived in my youth, I've always said, once it is in the interest of my church, and I know that this is, I'm critical of it. I mean, let me be critical with your friend. I'm very critical, all right? I don't just enjoy consulting the things that are just anything fully. So if I ask all of the critical questions and they are adequately answered, and I say, well, but then I think I can offer my time to this project. I wouldn't mind. Of course, I'm critical. I have a family. I have family. And I have to, I'm looking for people who manage my time. But I can still find time in my business schedule to church wherever I can serve in the National Men's Fellowship with all of the different things, different places, and different things to do. Is that doing National Men's Fellowship? I'm also in the District Men's Fellowship of the Moreland District. And I also have my local church, and I'm also looking to bring up. I'm sure a lot of people who offer our services, I really have problems with that. For me, I sit down overnight to do work for my church up to 11, 12 late night before I go to bed. And I always do that little my time.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for those dimensions, Willie and Ambassador. Those follow-up questions were quite important. The leadership question that Willie, asked, I think, was quite important, and I'd like to follow up on that, Larry, to know more about the role of the men's fellowship in that piggery project. Now that I don't understand that it's a pilot project, it's in the pilot phase. Is this project a national project that is just being piloted by the men's organization?
Yes, this project is a project for the National Meeting Church Men's Fellowship.
Okay.
It is not a project of them. Government is still testing our piggery. And we have one of the men from government to take care of the pigs. Yeah.
Right.
Right. It's a National Meeting Church Men's Fellowship project. And again, as you know, the National Meeting Men's Fellowship is not just the function of the district. It is all of the men's fellowships across the country. So
right.
It's one of our districts, Moreland District, has this project that is willing to support this. We partner with them, and then we have a particular listen to get the commission and how it will be like for the meeting just for the project.
Right. So how does the National Lutheran Church leadership fits in? Do you have any obligation to the National Lutheran to the leadership, the national leadership?
The national leadership is the one managing the project I told you earlier.
No, what I mean, the national leadership of the LCL, headed by the bishop. Does the men auxiliary has any obligation with respect to this project to the national leadership? Do you report to them, or what structure is put in place, to support that? How do you do it?
No, what we do usually we have the executive council meeting. And in our executive council meeting, we are represented by the national leadership, because the national minister represents us at the executive council meeting. And in that meeting, they always make reports. So in the report, you make mention of all of this to the national church, to the leading church like that, the executive council meeting. That this is what we are doing, and this is what the national minister is doing. So in that discussion, if they decide that, okay, yeah, but the decision is the process that the national church shall think that, okay, this is something that we do, that the partner will need to do well, fine. But we have not had any executive council meeting since Bishop Padmo took over, and now we're going to executive council meeting yet. I'm sure one is still on. So I'm sure it is Julie before. I'm still very informed about it.
Right, and I know, Larry, I know I understand quite well your explanation. I was only asking the question because all of us know that has been one of the major problems with projects within the LCL. We have not had clearly defined roles. The role of the national leadership in those projects, sometimes there are direct interferences that affect the project operation. And so I just wanted that clarity to understand the extent of the independence of the men in the ownership and management of this project. I think it is quite clear that it is your project. You manage your project, you mobilize your resources, you manage your resources. There is no undue influence from the national leadership, correct?
Thank you very much. Thank you for understanding what I just said. It's actually 100% national leadership military project. 100%.
Right. So some people may be listening because this show people can watch the repeat, a lot. Some people may be listening and will be interested in supporting your project. So how much do you guys buy a pair of pigs? Somebody may want to, offer to buy one pair or buy two pairs to contribute to the project. How much do you guys buy a pair of pigs? And if you give us the amount in US dollars equivalents, I think that would be helpful to people who want to help.
First Sunday we bought a pair of scissors. A pair of scissors for $300.
$300.
All right. Yes, we bought a pair. And I'm not going to be able to how much we were able to manage to buy. In fact, altogether we bought 3 scissors. 1 day, 2 scissors. Yeah. And we paid the guy $375. So I'm $400 for that. We have a very touch here. This is something that we are experimenting for, and we want to start to that. And I'm on the team that even when there's a team that I think it is, I won't say the people on that. There is 2 people there, and there are a lot of people there, so it's very expensive. At this level, I would say,
Wonderful. Folks, you are tuned into my Lutheran Connections discussion. Today we've had Mr. Larry Melling, the second vice president of the National Lutheran Men Fellowship of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. We've been discussing the work of the Men's Fellowship. He's talked a lot about the pilot project that is ongoing in Burma with pigs. A lot is being done, and there are plans to bring on board various districts in the country to give them, a pair each to start with. And the way to proceed with that, they have an effective management plan in place for that process so that it is effectively done and it becomes very productive. So it's going to take a national dimension, but for now it's in the pilot stage. And also he, as an individual, was able to opine on what he thinks is good for the verification process. He thinks that is the right decision made by the leadership. They should proceed with it. And Brother Melling is ready at any time. If he asks, to contribute to the process, he will definitely do, although he's very critical to do analysis of what his role might be, because it has to do with your your background as well. Not just anybody, not even me, not Willie or not ambassador can just jump into a verification process. You know, we are having the expertise. But I thought that was a good one from Larry and a good question from Willie. From my end today, well, that's it. I will go over to my colleagues, Willie and Jerry, who will make their parting comments after we hear from Larry. But that's it from my end today. I look forward to again talking to all of you next Sunday. So it's over to you guys.
Go ahead, brother Larry. And your closing statement, please.
Well, I want to thank you guys for affording me the opportunity to be on the platform. It's so unfortunate that I can't go alive with you guys because I have some internet challenge here. But I'm always available when it comes to issue of discussing issues related to what we are doing in my church mentality. I'm willing to talk about it, and I'm willing to appear on your program whenever I'm called upon. I mean, I know my brother, when he took on the decision to move to the field of the campaign, I think it's very much of the attention of this kind of thing. I already took a decision, but I have four of the candidates, they're very omnipresently in general, in my heart, they're in my heart, so that's something that I could just do and discussing with this guy to say I was really praying that God will take control of the process. And I think I just allow the process to be the way. But I'm ready to talk about my church. I'm passionate about it. I'm sincere. I know about the thing that I really want to see happening in our church. And I'm one of those that really have been training that God will make our church to be the church that Martin Luther stood for, a church that will not just be in the life of the country in terms of bad things or some other different things, but a church that will be touching the needs of the people, a church that will be very much impartial in the way to take the picture, and the way to take benefit from the different things that happen in the church. I'm not here to talk about my church because I'm proud to be a Christian, and I'm proud that I'm not just a ordinary religion. I grew up in the church. I was informed through the missionaries in the country that mission. And then I did my ministry there in mission. I went to New where I did my baptism for the mission. And I'm just in the church here. So I'm passionate about my church. And I just thank you guys for the program. Thank you for the platform. I listen to the teacher, the other people on the teacher's hour or something like that. And I listen to other people on the platform other times. I'm happy that I can get the opportunity to be part of the platform tonight. All right? Thank you.
Yeah, brother Melvin, want to say thank you so much for taking the time, despite all of the challenges. But you fought hard, try as much as possible to get on the phone to provide, information about the fellowship and speaking about the church and your sacrifices to the church. So we want to say thank you so much. Like we will tell all of the other guests that have appeared, this is your place, this is your platform. We are only steering the ship, but you are also part of this team. So anytime we will be calling you, if we have some issues to discuss, we will be calling on you to come again and share, some information. But we want to say thank you very much. Thanks to your family for allowing you to be on lit with us at this time. And again, we want to say happy blessed birthday. Happy blessed birthday.
Thank you so much. Really, something just took my mind. I can just take it out, please.
Go ahead.
During the opening, when I heard you and Jerry and the other the guy talking about you used to be a student and don't know where you is right now. I mean, you get that deal. I'm getting a salary, take the other house. So I found myself living in people here, and I started in here. So I've been watching the people in the church, in another institution, where I'm still in the church as a pastor. I've been there for the past American years. I'm happy to create our church, transforming it to kind of church it is here now. I praise God that God is using us tremendously in that place to make the church it is there peaceful. But something like I go in my church, I always get my fellow brothers as we read and the students will say, no, before you do that, I feel the fight to do that. I have to.
Oh, sorry, brother. We lost brother Melly. I just wanted to joke him by saying I guess he's an ambassador at large from St. Peter's. So we have several ambassadors. Ambassador Josiah Jokai from St. Peter's. But it was a wonderful show. It was a great show. Ambassador Tableau.
Yeah. Thank you. But I think before we close, I would like to say, Willie, let us just recognize a few of our
Oh yeah,
viewers.
absolutely.
Yeah, so that that took out the time to follow us today. A few of them, not just all, but few at least. Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to recognize our sister Victoria Nangbe Johnson. So since Victoria is following us from the VOA area, she's a regular follower, and also we have our partner there on the ground, Brother Moses Cole and the team of ITV. We want to recognize them, and also listen, this brother, brother Philip McKay.
You want to put the comment on the screen?
Yeah. But Philip sorry. But Philip McKay, I mean, he is also a dedicated servant of the Lord working through the Lutheran Church in Liberia. And like Brother Abel Leweli, like Brother Tableau, like Brother Jokai, like Reverend Yakwazo, I mean, and just a whole lot of us Lutherans. He is also one of them. And in as much as he's not in Monrovia, Liberia, he is in Cotonou, Benin. He's in Benin Republic and he's still following up. So this shows that how passionate he is about this program. So yeah, so brother Mackey, we want to say thank you very much for following us. We know that it's pretty much lit at your end. But again, we want to say thank you very much. And before we go, I just want to also inform us that and our brother our brother Benedict Kekula. This is one of our senior brothers. I remember during our days in the youth, when we're about to go take on some trips and things, we will, have brother Benedict and the rest of the team that will all chip in to support us. But that's a great work the men are doing. And also brother Roger Appin Camon. But I have a guest on the phone. I just want a guest to greet us. We have a guest on the phone. So you can just tell us your name and tell where you are greeting us from, please.
Yeah, good afternoon, Wale. Good afternoon to the team, and good afternoon to our studio guest tonight. I guess Larry.
Willie, you are something. Willie, you are something. You did everything possible to bring brothers. You're already all the way from Malawi.
I'm calling to you. I'm calling from Dr. Ray Malawi. I arrived here at Malawi tonight around about 7 o'clock, and then I have to do all of the hotel formalities. So I'm very sorry that I was not able to get on the show, but I just want to thank you guys, Willie, Joe, and all of the ambassador for Saudi, Jerry Tabu, and our studio guest tonight. So it's a pleasure talking to all of you guys. And I guess there are a couple of issues that you people have flagged up concerning the men. I may not be in the know of some of these developments in recent time, but I do surely know some. And there are a couple of reasons, I guess, Larry, you should be of that. I haven't been very well. I've had a very serious struggle with my knee, even as I speak to you. But slowly I'm recovering, recovering slowly. We've come to Malawi to attend the Wild Care International Partners Conference. There's a conference about a new partners that we just got entering into 15 years of agreement. So we've come to share some experiences and best practices. But I guess there are a couple of projects that the man is currently undertaking. One is the animal project that we initiated some months back. I was told by Pastor Salif that project is proceeding very well, and I really want to appreciate Larry. I've been knowing him for a very long time. He's a very esteemed fellow. When he gets to business, he gets to it, and I guess Goliath would never ever regret having Larry on his team. I can tell you for sure. So those are just a couple of things that I wanted to quickly flag up tonight.
Thank you very much, Brother Lewis. I thought to save the best for last and just tease our members, because everyone have been eager to hear from you. We are grateful to God that you had a safe traveling, you had a traveling mercy, a safe flight to Malawi, and we also pray for your safety there, and as you go back to Monrovia. So. The team, that's our colleague, Abel Lewley. He's on the phone. Any comment?
Well, Willie, I like the way you brought Abel in, and what a good way to end the show. And I like to say, Abel, our thoughts are with you. We keep praying, for you, so that you can actually heal faster. Because you are doing a lot, but trust me, you still have a lot more to do, giving your own knowledge, experience and capacity, your urge for serving humanity. It's just something that we can let go. We're doing everything possible. We pray for you on the daily basis, and we really hope you recover as soon as possible. Not just to join us on the connection, because we know you can chip in anytime, but you have a lot more to do for humanity. Yeah. So, yeah, keep up the good work. And let me just say something about Philip before the ambassador comes in. Look, the Beninoas don't like you to call Porto Novo the way you call it. If you were to call it in the presence of the Beninoa, they would definitely have a problem with you. That's a historic city, Porto Novo is known as one of the greatest colonial cities in West Africa. Yeah, it's a nice place. Yeah, I've been there before. And if Philip is there, Philip would like to say thank you and continue to follow us religiously as you do, and relay the show, share with people that you know in your network. We appreciate it. It's part of what we all do in our little corners for our church, for the LCL. So we just want to say thank you, Philip. Yeah, Ambassador, sorry, I stole your time.
No, I mean, I was enjoying it. I mean, when you guys were speaking, I was just trying to reminiscence, looking at Abel, looking at Larry, Amos, I think many for Turner also, and then you, Joe, and many of us when we were coming out through the ranks and file of the Lutheran Church, coming from the U. Sorry, I didn't call your name because at that time.
No, I was in Sunday school. I agree. I was in Sunday school.
We got Willie on this one. Willie is always speaking at me for weather issues, because I'm badly situated and I don't have any good weather situation. So every time we start a show, Willie wants to know how I'm doing. How is the weather in my area? Just so, Ambassador, thank you. What a revenge.
The bell quickly admitted.
I was able to recover quickly. I was able to resuscitate myself.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But anyway, gentlemen, I think it's the next way to go. Let me just say bye. And for my end.
Yeah, guys.
All right, man. I want to say thank you very, very much. And thanks to everyone. Thanks for following us. We want to say thank you and God bless you. We'll see you next time.